All right, everybody, get in here. You are going to love every second of this live stream. We are going to go all over the place. ICE has completely and totally defeated, Boy Wonder, Spirit Fingers up there, Governor Walz and Jacob Frey. They all of a sudden disappeared pretty soon. We have a big stunning teaser announcement that came out and that's going to drop tomorrow. You guys are going to find all about that out right now because that just happened. And then there's some other reality that's coming in like a meteor, going to hit the Democrats directly on the forehead with this one. You guys are going to love this episode. Like the Men's Warehouse, I guarantee it. And as you guys get in here, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. I don't know why we turned the notification bell on. It hasn't been doing anything all week, but we have faith that we're going to do it. And you guys can make that pesky notification bell get off his mom's couch, out of his mom's basement, simply by engaging with the stream, engaging with the chat. Hit that little emoji button, hit some likes, hit some shares. It's all free. Why not? And besides that, the notification bell is genuinely being like a real pain this week. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I know you guys are doing amazing work, and something else, you guys are awesome as we're getting into this. Make sure you are taking your deputizations responsibilities very seriously. You guys are deputized to go in and encounter those roving lefties that seem to have become our lefty groupies on the channel. We love having them here. We're going to convert them, but you guys handle it. Defend the chat's honor with your best, brightest, and everything else that you can imagine. We're going to have a hell of a time in this live stream, whether they copy and paste or not. It's going to be a good time. All right, guys. As always, we're going to hit the normal to-dos, comments, chats, emojis, make the world go round. And then we're going to be off to the races because this one is going to be a really good episode. You're really going to like it, particularly when you find out who is teasing running for president tomorrow. Y'all, it might be about to get really fun. Bear with me. Emojis make the world go round. All right, you guys know the rules. Once it is pinned, once it is good to go, we are off to the races. If you're here, you're here. If you're not, you're missing out. All right. Guys, this is the part of the show, if you are new, where we dive into the appetizers of the entire entree of freedom of which we offer, dispelling propaganda left, right, and center wherever we find it. There just happens to be a plethora of that said propaganda of which we are just playing duck hunt with, to be quite honest with you, and we're doing it on the daily. So if you're enjoying this, make sure you stick around because we're about to have a whole lot of fun. Guys, this is what's taking the spot of the stupid today. Okay, for this episode, we're just going to zoom out a little bit. Now, normally, you would have lefty accounts on X being really excited about taking voter share in places like, I don't know, Ohio, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Arizona. I mean, no reason I chose those states. I mean, it's only like they're swing states and really important to the Electoral College. But nope, guys, apparently you may have missed it, and this is going to tie into all the tabs of freedom that we have here later through this episode. You may have missed it, but apparently when they register more Democrats than Republicans in California, they're, quote, "We are so back." Y'all, I don't even know sometimes how to properly respond. Your big win here to say we are so back and to take a MAGA line around Trump is to say that you register more Democrats in California? That's like registering more fish in the ocean. I mean, like, that doesn't even I wouldn't even say that. I would just be like, thank God we're getting back to baseline. I wouldn't be like, whoo, man, we are cooking with gas. I'm just kind of out of order, just going to stab in the dark. Oh my God, Democrat approval rating is a minus 42. You hate to see it. All right, well, let's go back. We're going back to that in a second. But yeah, guys, that's one of the big things. That's just one of them. We got some other news items to hit too, because apparently it's just upside down world. We're just going to make whatever up we want. And we're just going to pass it off as truth. So this one right here is something that you would expect to see in a real world scenario. Like in a state in the Northeast, that would be a pretty important one. Like New Hampshire. New Hampshire just dropped their first registration update of the year, and the GOP's at 315,000, while the Democrats are at 266,000. The GOP has a 50,000 registration advantage over Democrats. Wait for it. Over the last 5 years, Democrat voters on the rolls have plummeted 23%. Oh my God, we are so back. Y'all, they're living in a paid propaganda world, and it is showing. And then there's this little nougat, which I also want to drop on you because it's all tied together. Did you guys hear, and I'm sure you did, somewhere, somehow, some way, that The Supreme Court has ruled a tremendous win for the Democrats. They're allowing them to change their seats per the legislature in California. It's the biggest news that you've ever seen. This is unprecedented. They are so back. It's a complete and total victory. Every single hope and dream of Donald Trump has been shattered, torn asunder on the rocks of the SCOTUS. Or SCOTUS just said, yeah, no, both California and Texas can both draw their own maps. It's cool. What are we doing? Like, my God. All you heard from lefties today was that California is allowed to use this new map. You didn't hear a word about Texas being allowed to use its own map, or that both states can equally use their own maps, which is a nothing burger across the board. But don't worry, California can use its own maps. Big win. LFG, let's effing go. I mean, like, y'all, it's getting pathetic. Speaking of pathetic, I'm gonna burn right past this break. This is something we gotta see. Guys, did you hear this? Here we go. Make sure you're hitting that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. Legitimately, the notifications just turned off this week. So all the engagement that you can do really helps the channel out, because honest to God, it's like night and day from Monday and Tuesday. Well, actually Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and through now. So all the help you can do, that'd be amazing. But guys, yeah, I am so excited for tomorrow. Oh my God, I hope you guys are excited for tomorrow. And I hope you've got a really amazing day planned, because you might get some news that I think you're gonna like. So we're gonna hit a few accounts here. We're gonna tie all of this together, because you guys know how I like to deliver these episodes. They're like little breadcrumbs of freedom all throughout the woods, like Hansel and Gretel style, right? This just dropped about an hour ago, and I want you to just see what's happening real quick, and then watch the responses, which of course is completely organic from all the lefties online. Watch this. Kamala HQ logging in. That's a weird screen recording. Why would you do that? Project 2025 was right. Headquarters. Oh, we're logging in tomorrow. Y'all, are we about to get Kamala Harris presidential announcement tomorrow? Because I'm pretty sure you aren't going to make that statement and that video and release it to all the acolytes online if you're just going to start supporting Democrats across the board. You're probably going to be announcing something tomorrow. And if you announce a presidential bid for Kamala Harris, which I'm going to show you some stuff in a second, which does check out. Oh my God, let me hear you in the comments on this one. Can you imagine a Kamala Harris versus a JD Vance or a JD Vance Rubio? Oh man, guys, this might be about to get really, really, really fun. All right, let's keep on trucking. Here's Polling USA, the Canadian political pundit in the United States. Is this going to be a Kamala-focused thing where she launches her presidential bid, or are they going to be useful and promote Democrats for the midterms? Yeah, no, it's... my spidey senses are saying that Kamala's about to do it. Hey, look, best of Kamala Harris. They call this the K-Hive. It's a weird nickname, but it's a thing. It's a play on a Beyonce thing. If you don't know, you don't need to. It's basically just it's the followers. That's all it means. OMG with lots of shocky faces on the exact same thing. Okay, guys, they're sending this stuff out to every single acolyte. Midas Touch just posted by the Kamala HQ account. First post since Election Day 2024. Teases something coming tomorrow. I can't tell you what's coming, but that looks like we're going to get a Kamala Harris 2.0. Part 2. I cannot promise you. Maybe this is just a big ploy to release another book or something. But usually when they do things like this, it's kind of like, oh. And now I'm going to start to get to some stuff that you're going to find very fascinating. This is just hilarious, because the first response on the entire announcement from Polymarket is the gif of Michael Scott saying, please God, no. Which I just enjoy thoroughly. Thoroughly enjoy it. Wait a minute, where'd he go? Oh, hold on. If I got these things out of order, I got to show you something. Yeah, okay, Harry, you're going to scoot back to the back. In the moment rearranging, guys. Sorry, I'm producing. I'm in front of the camera. We're just going to go with it. This is why I say I think you're going to see this tomorrow. I could be wrong. I'm not putting any money on it, but it does look this way, okay? This part right here. Yeah, sure, there's a generic ballot, 46 to 44. I'll cover that later. You guys know I give those updates. But Mike Hall with a super chat for $2 says, the Dems don't have nearly enough money to even try. I hope they do, and I hope they burn through $2 billion more. Anyway, this is the thing. right here. You see this? See these crosstabs? This was in a poll that was released recently. Oops. See that? Harris is +4. She was -11 in 2025. AOC went down -3. Newsom went down -5. Schumer went down -5. Harris is +4. Uh-oh. Wait. Hold on. There's more. I wouldn't just bring you incomplete data. I love you guys too much for that. Then we keep on trucking right over here. Now this is from the same poll, and I want to show you the crosstabs here with all of her potential running mates or running contenders. 2028 Dem primary crosstabs, top 6, with the black vote. Harris, 44%. No one else is even close. White Dems. Harris, 22. By the way, those are all the ICE protesters, okay? Put that fully in context. White Dems, Harris, 22%. Gavin's kind of far behind. Hispanic Dems, Harris at 32%. Wait a minute. Hold on, hold the phone. And I'm going to tie all this together with this little section on the next tab with Harry Hinton. But you're telling me that Kamala comes out and she drops this from her Kamala headquarters and all the lefty acolytes start going through it and get excited and putting all the screamy faces and all that, and you're telling me at the exact same time all this polling dropped? Yeah, guys, we might be getting something, which makes my earlier video about 3 hours ago make a whole lot more sense. And let me hear you in the comments if you're seeing what I'm drawing for you guys, because this is an important thing. I did a video on this entire segment right here, but don't you think it's fascinating, and we're going to go through it in a second, how Kamala Harris, on the exact same day she teases an announcement coming tomorrow through her election social media logins, the exact same day, you've got CNN using her as the baseline video or vote-getting apparatus on their polling. I'm going to show you in a second. Nothing in politics and nothing in DC and nothing in the swamp happens on accident. All these things are completely and totally pre-coordinated. All right, watch this. Tell me if this is not interesting, okay? Watch this.
Yeah, Donald Trump made huge gains in 2024 versus 2020 in New York, but now we're looking at a huge Democratic rebound. What are we talking about here? Okay, so you go back, Democrats' margins in New York. In 2024, Kamala Harris won New York by just 13 points. Not a very wide margin at all. But take a look here for New York. Look at how the House Democrats or Democrats going for the House of Representatives are polling now for 2026. Look at that wide, huge advantage. That is doubling the margin that Kamala Harris had back in 2024. They're up by 27 points. And of course, there are a lot of Republican representatives in New York. You know, talk about Mike Lawler up in the Hudson Valley, right? When you see numbers like this, you have to be really worried if you're Mike Lawler, because we're talking about a huge Democratic rebound in New York. And oftentimes, Democratic majorities are built on states like New York, eliminating the few Republicans that actually represent it in the House.
All right. I want you to pay special and close attention to that. Harris in New York was only +13, which is really abysmally bad. But the Democrats are rebounding from her abysmally bad performance. Well, that's interesting. You're using her as the baseline and the bottom line for an entire reference of your entire party? That's intriguing. Why would you do that on the exact same day she launches an announcement bid? I don't know, guys. I don't know. And you'd think that one time would be a notable occurrence. But look, my man Harry does it again. This time in California, both blue states. Watch this. This is not unintentional.
So going from New York, go to California. I know you wanted to look at that too. You've got this. This is what it's looking like in New York. How about California?
Yeah, okay. California has a ton of Republicans, right? And obviously there's a redistricting where Democrats want to eliminate as many Republicans as possible from the House of Representatives. Take a look here. Kamala Harris, again, she won, but this is actually a relatively small margin for Democrats. She won by...
Look at that. She won, but it's a relatively small margin for Democrats in California. See that? In New York and in California, on the East Coast and on the West Coast. And on the exact same day that all of these things are happening, right here, you're telling me that all of that was happenstance. All the videos that were just dropped right now, like the teasing videos that I just showed you right here, like this whole typing in to log into the social media stuff, right? You're telling me that dropped on the same day. All the progressives and all the lefty talking heads on X that are paid propagandists, you're telling me that they picked it up All of them. They all added on their own little 2 cents and own chiming and sending it out everywhere. At the exact same time, they've got new polling that's dropping that's saying she's winning. And then another one that says she wins all the main demographics for the Democrats. And then the same exact day, you got Harriet and making fun of her and saying she's basically the bottom of the barrel. Y'all, what you're watching in real time is 2 or 3 different factions inside the DNC going, oh my God, yes, K-Hive, go team. The other side is going, oh, please, God, don't do that to us again. And the side in the middle is going, can y'all two just please, for the love of God, figure this crap out? I'm telling you, none of this happens by pure happenstance. Sorry, I don't buy that for 2 seconds. Got another super chat from Fred Samuel. $5. The Democrats have to be smoking the good stuff, and they need to share. You know what? Sharing is caring. I'm just going to be honest. Guys, make sure you are taking your deputization responsibilities very, very carefully and very respectfully. In the chat, I count on you guys to make sure you counter any type of pesky lefty propaganda that shows up, except for the commandant. No, not commandant. She didn't get a constable. She didn't get promoted. Constable Autumn, I see, is here. So we got to make sure we extend the olive branch for someone who sure does hate the policies and the conversations we have every night. She is prompt with her attendance. Anyway, let's keep on trucking. I don't even need a break. We are just going to keep on going. We're at 16 minutes. You got the momentum. Why stop? All right. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on if you are new here. We have a hell of a good time together every single night and every single day, multiple times, dispelling the propaganda, making the country better than we found it for the next generation. We'd love to have you on board. It's completely free to do all these things, so let's do it. All right. This one right here. Let's get it. Oh, and chats, comments, emojis. Make the world go round. Make it happen. Let's go. All right. I'm just going to start this off because we're going to talk about the ice thing real quick. You know, like vanilla ice. Straight up. Super chat from Art O'Connell, $10. Thanks, man. Thank you, Art. Thank you very much. So this is an interesting part as we go into the ICE thing, because honest to God, Tim Walz single-handedly just destroyed sanctuary cities forever. Forever. I'm going to walk you through it too. Deporting those in the U.S. illegally favor 56%. That is a different poll from all the polls that I've been showing you. So you're not a crazy person on the island. You're just being inundated with far left propaganda. Okay? We've shown you poll after poll after poll after poll after poll. Interview after interview after interview after interview. All of the American people going, no, this needs to be corrected and fixed because the administration before, the Biden administration with the brain dead robot, opened up the gates and let anyone in for any reason, and 12 million people flooded into our country. We got to fix the problem. Sorry, if you didn't want us to fix the problem, you shouldn't have created the problem. It's very, very simple. Let me hear you in the comments if you agree with that one. This is the reality. 56 to 62% are the numbers that we're seeing across the board, which is a damn near supermajority or supermajority, want the illegal immigration problem solved. And that includes deportations. Sorry, it just does. But that's an important piece to this because the lefties are out here telling you, oh my God, guys, we lost. They won. They're telling us right here. Don't you see? And we're going to turn the sarcasm mode on real quick. Really elicit some reactions here. So they won. We lost. They won. ICE lost. They won. Trump lost. Of course. Yes. Obviously. Until reality strikes. For example, the protest work, says this leftist account. Keep pushing back. F ICE and F Trump. Okay. Well, maybe let's go something a little bit more specific. Let's go into something that's a little more established propaganda. Democrat wins media. At least this one's not an innocuous human. This one's actually tied to something. Breaking, they say. In a stunning moment, Donald Trump's immigration czar just announced they are officially drawing down efforts in Minneapolis. This is proof that America's voices and protests have worked. Is it? Is it? A third time, is it? I'm going to show you the clip that they've taken out of context, and then I'm going to show you reality, and it is literally them bending over a barrel and sanctuary cities are toast. All right? Here's the clip that they are taking out of context in a full-on propaganda push. Watch this.
Given this increase in unprecedented collaboration, and as a result of the need for less law enforcement officers to do this work in a safer environment, I have announced effective immediately, we will draw down 700 people effective today. 700 law enforcement personnel.
All right, y'all, we're gonna go big screen real quick, and I'm gonna try to break this down because for some reason I don't understand how you don't get this. Not you guys, how people don't get, how one does not get this. Okay, the Democrat Wins Media X account literally just said, protest work, American Voices work, they're drawing down all of their ICE federal forces. Did you hear what the man just said? He just said, due to unprecedented cooperation with the Minnesota police and state government, we don't need our federal officers anymore. They can go somewhere else because the Minnesota PD is doing all the work we told them to do. Yo, I'm going to play this again, and you tell me over here if you're seeing this is them withdrawing and turning and tucking tail and running, or is this sanctuary cities literally just caved in like melting ice, or is it something that they're defeating ICE, right? Guys, they're just spinning crap. Okay, watch. I'm going to play it again.
Given this increase in unprecedented collaboration, and as a result of the need for less law enforcement officers to do this work in a safer environment, I have announced effective immediately, we will draw down 700 people.
Okay, y'all, they're literally unprecedented cooperation. No need to have those people here because we're doing the transfers in the safety of a jail. They're honoring ICE detainers. They are going and grabbing all of them. They are literally deporting them from Minnesota with Minnesota helping. And the added bonus, they're throwing rioters in jail and dismantling the whole road blockages at Tom Homan's request. Yeah. Ooh, they got us. Yo, I swear to God, I feel sometimes like I have a stick and I'm just having to hit the propaganda monster every 3 seconds because it keeps going for the cookies. I mean, like, I don't know where that analogy just came from. You know, whatever, it works. You get the idea. Smack something because it's bad. You get it. But what world am I living in? What world are you living in? Because that sounds like sanctuary cities just stopped existing to me. What do you guys think? You can tell me over here in the comments in the chat, right over here. I just saw something funny. I got a super chat I got to catch up on. I think I saw a blue one and a yellow one. Blue one. Mike in Oregon, 199. Have you seen Heathers? No, I haven't. Dims or High School Girl? I have not seen that. I don't know what that is. I think that's a movie, but I'm not sure. All right, I'm seeing lots of planes landing, lots of over the targets. I love it. Jeremy Wills, the $5 super chat says, the media is saying things out of context. Say it ain't so. I know, but someone's got to do it. And I think that we have the blood, the sweat, the tears of those that came before us. And we are standing on the shoulders of giants. And we will defeat these pesky lefties wherever we find them. In the battlefield of ideas, of course. All right, let's keep on trucking, guys, because we are just getting started. All right, let's keep on trucking. Oh, another one. Mike in Oregon, $4.99. When, quote, the files come out over the next few days, please cross-reference them with Brave New World. I've had a theory for years that's coming true. Okay, I'll look at that. I got no problem. All right, I'm seeing popcorns. I'm seeing emojis. I'm seeing targets. I'm seeing over the planes, plane landing. All right, people, let's keep on trucking because I guarantee you those 700 agents are not going home. They're going to another place. Seriously, these people got worked so hard, and I'm so here for it because we weren't doom and glooming. You and I were having a conversation about what was actually going on. Everyone else was like Chicken Little, sky falling crap. And I'm like, guys, this doesn't look like they won it all. Anyway, I'm not going to throw anyone under the bus. I'm just saying. All right. Now, here's what's happening in Minnesota about 12 hours ago. This is before Tom Homan, you know, the Trump administration official, gets on the phone with Timmy Walz and goes, hey, fix that shit. I'll show you in a second. By the way, I don't use huge amounts of profanity just for comedic inflection. So there you go. All right, let's keep on trucking. Watch this. This is what they're doing. The big, amazing people who don't want any borders and call everyone else fascist for checking papers.
We are literally creating a place that we know who's coming and going in and out of our neighborhoods.
In the middle of the road at 32nd and Cedar Avenue, a makeshift roadblock turned this intersection into a roundabout. Cars slowed as drivers noticed, some honked, others asked questions, and one man brought food for the people standing watch.
Hi, sir. Thank you so much.
How did it make you feel just seeing a community checkpoint in your neighborhood?
Well, you know, it felt fine. I I don't have any trouble with folks helping out.
Wade Haynes has been standing at this corner twice a day for one reason: to stand up against ICE activity and keep his community safe. He chose this corner. Others chose this intersection.
It's kind of inspiring. It's like, wow, okay. We've got folks out there who are kind of taking care of us, looking out for us. That's good.
But Minneapolis police stepped in, clearing the roadblock.
Who did? Again, tell me in the comments, who did? Was it those mean, pesky ICE agents? Or was it Minnesota Police Department? Barrel, Walz, over it. I'm telling you, this is an overt defeat for the lefties and the anti-ICE propaganda. Because not only did they lose in the polling to supermajority polling, not only does everyone hate the violent rhetoric and the violent things they're seeing coming from the left, just like every other time that, you know, when they killed Charlie Kirk or they shot President Trump or they did it for the second time or they talked about doing it a third time, all the different violence we've seen, every single time they do it and they burn down cities in peaceful protest, mostly peaceful protest, it's vote repellent. It's every time. But anyway, I just want to make sure you guys heard that Minnesota Police Department were dismantling the thing that was there to keep safe, that was instilled to check papers and license plates of individuals as a checkpoint while they scream that everyone else is fascist and they have to check papers. Y'all, you can't make this stuff up. You just can't. But I got some super chats to get to. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. We are a one-man operation here with heavy support coming from Katie on another channel, and this is what we do. For our country, we will prevail. All right, got these super chats real quick. Adorable Deplorable. That's an awesome name. Props. $2 super chat. You get a heart. Thank you very much. And then we're going to keep on trucking another one. Grunt, 9898, $5. A barrier to keep people out and to know who is coming and going. Weird. You guys get it. But don't, hey, guys, come here. Come here. We got to have a conversation real quick. This is going to set some lefties off. Because borders are bad. Enforcing borders is some sort of ist, right? Misogynist, racist, any kind of ist. Because if you have a border and you're preventing people from crossing that border, you are bad. Especially if you have checkpoints and you require papers and you require passports and you require immigration services, you are bad. Unless you're a lefty out virtue signaling on the weekends, LARPing like a protester when you're really a rioter, and you're blocking the thoroughfare for the entire population and all of their civic services, then it's fine. Peachy keen. These people are a joke. Not all Democrats, honestly, not all Democrats. But these people, whoa. Anyway, let's keep on trucking. That was a great super chat, Grunt. Thank you very much. And I've got a couple more. You guys are starting to fly them in now. Patch 41893 says, and they call us jackboots. Papers, please. Very good. I added the inflection, the Colonel Clink. Night Whisper Grace with a 499. Retired and have both else better to do. I think that's supposed to be nothing else better to do. And I hope she's talking about the ICE people. I hope she's not talking about me because I'm very much not retired. I work like 13 hours a day. All right, let's keep on trucking. RV the Beach with a $2 super chat. Thank you, one and all. And Night Whisper Grace with a rolling emoji chat sticker thing for a $10 super chat. You guys are gracious, and I appreciate each and every one of you as we continue. All right, back to the shenanigans afoot. These pesky lefties. All right, so guys, I'll tell you what. It is amazing the difference that 12 hours makes. I mean, it really is. Time heals everything. This was at the time of this neighborhood intervention. And this was the same intersection about 3 minutes after Tom Homan called Tim Walz and said, Timmy, we have a problem you need to clean up. Send in the Minnesota PD. And they did. Here. Someone has put together an amazingly awesome video where they've dubbed over the actual cleanup efforts with Tom Homan saying, yeah, not today. Watch. But again, guys, don't let me, the guy on the internet, lie to you. They won. F Trump, F ICE, they are clearly winning. Look at this side-by-side montage that is obviously showing they're winning. Duh.
Sworn duties to enforce immigration law that Congress passed is unacceptable. And it's shameful and incomprehensible to me that this unlawful and threatening behavior is being tolerated by anyone. As far as what I saw yesterday with the roadblocks being set up, you're not going to stop ICE. You're not going to stop Border Patrol. The only thing you're doing is irritating your community and want to go get groceries or pick their children up or whatever. I talked to the chief of police, and he committed to taking swift action on those illegal roadblocks. They're illegal. We shouldn't tolerate them.
Wait a minute, guys, okay, come on. We got to get that sarcasm button all the way on again. And by the way, my deputy's in the chat. Hold firm. We're just now getting started. This is going to be a fun one. Wait till the end. I have a feeling the chats are going to light up. So that's weird. Who did he call? Because they lost, right? So the Trump administration and Tom Homan and ICE, they lost. It's so obvious and clear. Look, they lost. So who did they call and said, hey, baby back B, go do your job? And then they did it? Who lost? Because here's the interesting part about this whole thing, and this is the big narrative. We're going to go big for this, and then I'll show you the other thing. The entire narrative is they defeated them. The protest worked. Oh my God, all the voices were being heard, and it completely worked. Sanctuary cities are gone. Gone. You've got ICE detainers being honored, which means ICE sends a request to the Minnesota State Department or Minnesota State Patrol and says, hey, you got an illegal, we want them, release them to our custody, we'll come to the jail and pick them up. And they go, okay, what time? We'll have coffee ready. That's a defeat if you're on the sanctuary city's lefty side. Then they're going out and saying, hey, you're going to need to disperse all these riots and all of these illegal protests. And then they do it. And then they find out that there's illegal road blocking and checking of papers and establishing of borders and making sure checkpoints and thoroughfares are blocked. And then they say, hey, Minnesota Police Department, get off your ass and go do your job. And they do. Who won? I just want to point that out. Because you can say all day long like this right here, and I'm going to go back to it because this is clearly not that one. That's just more proof we're right. These people have no idea in reality, or they're just propagandists. And honestly, they might be both. But how can you sit there and say that the people's voices won and we absolutely destroyed and Minnesota is still a sanctuary city when you are getting this level of bent over a barrel? Sorry, you are. It's mind-blowing to me. But anyway, let's keep on trucking. Now, this is so interesting. Actually, that's the same thing I didn't realize the language did that. I'm going to skip right past that. You guys get the idea, okay? I'm going to X that one out. I'm going to finish this little speech out on this clip rather than the other one. But again, this is an active live dub over when they're actually cleaning it up with a dumpster. Watch this.
Again, a complete drawdown is going to depend on the cooperation, continued cooperation of local and state law enforcement and the decrease of the violence, the rhetoric, and the attacks against ICE and Border Patrol. The federal law enforcement personnel, ICE and CBP and other partner agencies are patriots. And they've carried out their duties patriotically.
You get the idea. But the big thing that I wanted to hit in that little segment right there is continued cooperation with ICE. Minnesota's doing the ICE work for them. So all the people, you won. You got us. You got them. You got them. You got everybody. You guys just won. We're getting everything that we want. We're dismantling all your riots, all your fake protests, and all your artificial AstroTurf protests. Paid agitators. They're fading out of the media. And we're still getting all of the illegal immigrants deported. Yep, you won. I hope you keep winning. It's so crazy. Mike in Oregon with a $4.99 super chat said, I wish I could see your face when you see what's in Brave New World. Since it was written in 1931, you're going to say, oh my. Oh no, I have seen that. I just haven't seen, I don't remember. Heather's didn't strike a memory. I know what Brave New World is. Airborne Professor with a $5 super chat says, your comments has caused me to pontificate on this issue. Well, pontificate away, my man. We need more people in the chat defending its honor. Because these pesky lefties, man, they are diligent. Fred Samuel with a $5 super chat. Send in the fire department. Absolutely. Why do the fire department, though, when you can send in the trash department? I mean, that is just, there's a certain level of poetic justice to that. Why didn't they use the Trump dumpster truck or garbage truck? Said Night Whisperer with a $1.99. I don't know. That would have been pretty awesome too. All right, guys. It looks like we are right over the target, and we are not even close to being done. I was worried. Our pace was going pretty fast there, but we bogged down. We got our momentum, and we're gonna have a hell of a time going forward. So as you guys are in here, if you've never been in here before, I invite you to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. Even if you're a lefty, you are still welcome here because Constable. We know you're pretty diligent. You're drawn to the right side. I know. Just give it time. Just like Novocaine, it'll always work. But again, I would just like to point out the due diligence is impressive. All right, now let's keep on trucking. Emojis, chats, comments make the entire world go round. You guys know the way this works. That was our little break for that segment, and now we get to have some fun. This one people are not going to like if you're not on America's side. Okay, a new poll dropped, guys. And it's the same poll that I referenced in the whole K-Hive Kamala Harris 2.0 part 2 thing that's coming. I really think she's going to do it. I really do. I just get the vibe. I don't know. I'm not putting money on it. I just get the vibe from all the actions and all the polling and all the coincidences. Feels right. I don't think it's a book tour she's announcing. I think it's something else. But anyway, we'll find out tomorrow. Stay tuned. Generic ballot by Marquette. This is something that I want you to pay very close attention to. Democrats at 48%, they went down in the generic ballot with registered voters, and certain to vote on the Democrat side went down. You mean hatred and anger don't have an inevitable shelf life? That's weird. If they're going down and some other people are going up, oh, baby. It's not over. You're going to vote like you're losing, grind like you're losing, work like you're losing, share like you're losing, and we can leave it all in the field. But I like this. I like this a whole lot. Certain to vote, Democrats, I told you that already. And this is something else that's really fascinating. The net approval, Democrats compared directly to Republicans. You got to see this stuff because no one else is going to tell you. Let's go right here. Democrats, minus 42%. Ay. You've got to try to get minus 42. You don't just stumble into that accidentally. And don't get me wrong. Republicans are not on a cloud with a harp with a bunch of baby little cherub angels being amazing either. They're minus 21. But they're not minus 42. I'm just saying. And now we keep on having some fun because this is a big one, people. This is the big part right here. Hold on, I got a super chat came through real quick. Make sure I hit that right. Super chat from Mike in Oregon. I don't think you remembered it well enough or you haven't seen the files. I have yet, dude. It's one for one what they're doing. I haven't. Not to that level. No, I'll admit it. All right. Family financial situation. Guys, do you remember, I know, months, years, decades, eons ago. It was actually about a month ago. It's just the news cycle is flying about a mile a minute. About a month ago when they were making affordability the main pitch of the Democratic Party, and that was the way forward, and that was how they were going to win, and everything was going to be great. And then they abandoned that for ICE. But they'll go back to affordability before you know it. People's family financial situations by polling. This is really important. Really important. Pay attention to this part. Because while they're doing all of this, we won, we kicked ICE, everything else is moving in a positive direction, and they don't know how to adjust to it. Living comfortably is 40%. That's a +9. This is financially comfortable. Just getting by, 45% +1, and struggling is -9, so 15%. Living comfortably is shifting upwards at a very big clip in a biggest percentage. That's important. Has to do with gas going down, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, interest rates going down, rent going down, and housing pricing going down, mostly because they have 3 million less people in the United States taking up the consumption and the consumable goods, items, and housing, and everything else is going down as well. So, I mean, like, I'm going to be honest with you. Hey-o. Let's keep on trucking, though, guys, because this is the part where we just tie it all together, because honest to God, they wouldn't tell you this. They won't. They won't do it. You remember when every time a blue seat or a Democrat wins something and it's like indicative of, Republicans throwing in the towel, that whole thing? Yeah, election alert, Alabama State House, 38 special election, 84.7% for the Republican. It is a 28-point overperformance for the GOP from 2024. That is incredibly important. Right here. This is a 28-point overperformance. You're seeing the bluer states get blue and the redder states get red. That's what you're seeing in active and real time. And that's why I've been hitting on the Electoral College reapportionment, the House delegation reapportionment, all of these apportionments, and the SCOTUS coming down the pipe. Because what you're seeing is the consolidation of both sides. I'm telling you, it's not just blue everywhere, it's also red everywhere, but they aren't going to breathlessly scream that from the rooftops like copium. Anyway, let's keep on trucking. This is just fun. Tough week at the DCC, the entire Democrat caucus. The NRC, the National Republican, outraised the DCC in the off year for the first time since 2015. Really? CNN reports the blue wave is petering out before it gets started. You can actually watch my video from this morning when I covered that. The notifications are not doing anyone justice. I've done 3. This is my 3rd video of the day. The live is always the capstone. And the other 2, no one got notifications. Just straight up. Why Democrats might struggle to achieve another midterm blue wave in the U.S. House. That was a CNN article. I covered it this morning. If you want an in-depth, it is right in my video history. Super chat, from Fred Samuel, $5. The non-working liberals are the ones still complaining because their degree in gender studies doesn't pay the bills. That is 100% correct. Not all of them, but there are certain ones. Oh, yeah, here it is. Look. Oh, man, minus 42 points. I don't even need to add commentary to that part. That part just sucks. But we're going to keep on trucking to this part right here. What I'm doing, guys, is I'm showing you all the things that are really happening, at least from my perspective, and I link everything in the description box below. You guys know on this channel, I'm always going to bring you the sourcing and all the receipts of how I come to these conclusions, because I think I owe it to you, and I will never clickbait you. I hate that crap more than anything. But this is the whole point. When you look at the actual issues and you jump out of the emotional propagandist, which is what we're living in heavy right now, Republicans have an advantage in crime, national defense, immigration, economy, and corruption. Democrats have health care. That's all you need to see. There's lots of other things that are happening. There's lots of other things that are catalysts and little flare-ups in the moment. There's, dim civil war on one hand. You've got ICE on the other hand. You got affordability. You got some Epstein sprinkled in everywhere. They're throwing everything at the wall they possibly can just to try to sink these numbers to get more donations coming in for the Democrats, and it's not working. That's the whole point. They have to instill the idea that they're going to win. They have to convince the population and the donors that they have a chance so they don't waste their money like they did in 2024. So in order to do these things, you have to make it seem in the population, the perception, that they're going to win. It's coming down to fundraising, guys, and it's not working the same way as they think it's going to. But I got another super chat from BJ Backitis, $5 super chat. Proud of my Florida U.S. representatives who didn't cave on the SAFE Act, which is awesome, by the way. RV at the beach, $2 super chat. Demon Rats are 2080 on everything. Yeah, they are. They're 2080 on everything. It's exactly correct. But this is the bottom line, guys, as we wrap out this live stream. We're at 42 minutes. I really expected to go light on this one, but hey, go team. Never doubt my ability to just talk. There's a lot of things that are happening in our nation that they're just not telling you about. They're just obfuscating across the board. They're picking and choosing. They're cherry picking what they want to show you. They're cherry picking what they don't want to show you. That's what's happening. The Democrats are in a full-on propaganda push to make sure and convince you that they're going to win, because if they do, then they get more money and more donations, in which it increases their chance to win. Right now, they have a 6x disadvantage to the Republicans, and Republicans and the people who spend the most money in elections have a 94% chance of winning. It literally comes down to money. And that's why I cut through all these things for you, or at least I attempt to. You guys can tell me what you think in the chat right below. I got another super chat. The message has been redacted by Speedy Mike for $2. But you know I love each and every one of you just the right amount. I appreciate each of my deputies in the chat, defending the honor of the chat as I am handling the pristine execution, or at least attempted pristine execution of this live stream every single night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Listen, thank you so much for tuning in. We have a regular audience, right around 3,500 to 4,500 people. Each of you are incredible. Thank you for sharing the stream, hitting that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. And of course, I cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow where we get to watch the big announcement. And I honestly can't wait to see what it is, because it's going to be fun.